Second, just starting the stream now. Just give me 1 second. Just about to go live. Good morning, everybody. So, today's a big day for trading, or a big day for not trading, maybe, as well. So we all know that the FOMC statement's coming out later today at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and there could be some pretty big surprises. I mean, the one of two things could happen: the Fed could raise the rates, and they could keep them the same. I don't know if any of you are planning to trade that before the news, but I plan on not trading before, possibly even after as well. So, good morning, and hope this is a good Wednesday. It's Wednesday, isn't it? Yeah, Wednesday for you guys. And it's been kind of an interesting 10 hours for me, actually. So let me explain to you guys what's been going on my personal account. All right, so you may be able to see now at the bottom of this page that I'm in a 2% over 2% drawdown. Now, that's kind of a lot for me, and you also will see, if you look at my orders, a 1.14 lot trade compared to what my standard risk is 0.09. Now, there was a big mess up on my account. I use, as you've probably recognized, I have multiple charts up, and I'm using a copy trader to copy my trades from my accounts. So the one that I've been trading off of is this 25,000 demo account from Oanda, and it's been copying trades to my live account of 9,695, and then also my buddy's account that's 1,172. And also, it's been going to my interactive brokers account with the prop firm Maverick FX. So this has been going a lot of different ways, trying to keep track of everything. So what happened was I put a trade in on a demo account and forgot to set one setting. That setting was right here. So this is my copy trader at the top right, you see. And very simple. Slave and master account. So a slave means that this account is getting trades copied to. Master account means whatever I take on this account, it copies to my other accounts. Now, I made that small mistake taking a trade on a demo account and didn't select slave mode, and it caused me to be a trade to be placed at really high risk on my live account, which I'm currently suffering from. That is on the US dollar Swiss franc. Now, how am I going to approach this? So you can see that the sell went in at my regular sell went out at 0.09 lots. It went in based off of this Harami candle here. And it was a decent sell. It did move down a little bit, but my take profit was 15 pips. This entire move was just about 12. So unfortunately, it didn't really work out for me during the course of the night. So what I did was I watched it, and then this morning I got another Harami here on the 1 hour. So I entered another trade, another sell, to basket this position, or this pair. So the distance between my two orders is pretty close, only 12 pips, but I know that this is a less volatile pair, the US dollar Swiss franc, and that when I have this Harami, I want to be out of this trade before the FOMC. So that's why I took this position so close to my other to try to get out. Now, I got really close to exiting these trades, but since I have this really stupid 1.14 lot position in, I'm actually trying to hold on to these trades just a tad longer, and so I can close this unfortunate sell at break even. So I'm not trying to gamble with my account. That's not the intention here. This was a complete mistake on the account. This sell of 1.14 lots. And I'm right now trying to get out of it, and it's likely that I may have to close out in an unfortunate loss because I don't want to be in the market when that statement comes out at 2 p.m., so about 5 hours or so. It's just not worth it to me, because if I'm on the wrong side, this could go against me really quickly, and I could lose quite a bit of money on my personal account just because of this one mistake. Now, I didn't even recognize that I was in this, that my copier made this mistake until this morning, so about 7 or 8 hours later, just because I've never had that issue before. I've never had my copier have problems or me make a mistake with the copier. And this actually moved into some profit, and so if I would have seen it a few hours earlier, I would have definitely closed it out when I saw that it was a mistake. The reason why when I found out that it was a mistake was when I looked at my personal account and I saw the equity down, and I just on my FX book, and I was like, wait, what's happening? So then I looked over at my personal account and saw that this was saw the mistake that was made, that was totally not even intended. So right now I'm looking at the Euro US dollar. We had the news that came out this morning. The news that came out of the durable goods orders. Now that's not typically a news statement that moves the market a ton, and it was really negative today, but it didn't affect the market like it was pretty muted, a muted response, because the FOMC is definitely taking the precedence here, and so people are waiting. There's not a lot of volume in the market right now. People are waiting to see what happens. So what I'm hoping for. Now, I know that I said before, I hate using that word in trading. But what I'm hoping for is this. The Euro US dollar is very heavily correlated to the US dollar Swiss franc. And so when this is going up, likely that the US dollar Swiss franc is going down. Maybe not as it's not a like 100% of this correlation between the two pairs, but usually one is going up, the other is going down in some way or form. And so what I'm hoping for is a slow bleed up on the Euro US dollar with this small response that the durable goods orders got. Or from the news statement. This is the only thing that we have to go off of right now, in market volume or volatility, or at least I do. So I know that this statement came out negative, and so I'm hoping that there's going to be some kind of slow bleed on this Euro US dollar for the next few hours until the statement comes out. Then that's my hope. If I don't get that, then I'm going to close all of these 3 trades out for a loss before that statement comes out, because I don't want to be involved. All right, so that's my plan for now on my current trades. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to come out with a loss potentially because of a mistake that was not intended. All right, so let's start to talk about some of the charts for now. Let me make sure that not intended. All right, so let's start to talk about. Let's see if the YouTube users are informed. Okay. So I mentioned a little bit about what's happening with the Euro US dollar. I'm thinking that during the course of the session, there won't be a lot of action going on. I'm thinking that if there's any movement, it will be slightly up, but it's going to be mostly a ranging type of movement that's gonna go on during the session. I'd guess it'd be in this tight range within this bracket, and it might even stay in here and just bounce back and forth in that tiny little range or channel. So nothing much going on with the technical side there. I feel that the statement today, most people are expecting that it's that the Fed won't raise the rates, and we never know what's going to happen. We do know what we do know is that they may be running out of time to raise those rates. Because the longer that they wait, the more things could get out of hand with the U.S. economy. So yeah, thanks for some of those tips, Trader 34, regarding the FOMC statement. And so I predict that the rates won't change, but they potentially will in later in August. So I don't really know what's going to happen and how the market's going to react to the rate staying the same, or if there even is a potential change. So over the course of this stream, I'll be checking on my U.S. dollar Swiss franc trades. Okay, so the U.S. dollar Japanese yen. Sounds like Tony is planning to take some small UJ longs during this time. It looks like a few others are also in the UJ for long as well. I really doubt there's going to be a spike on the Euro US dollar, Justin Bieber, right now. I guess there always could be, but if there is some kind of spike, it's going to be small. I mean, just look at the movement from that durable goods statement. The whole candle was only about 11 pips. So I really am not expecting a lot of action going on here. Okay, so the UJ. So this moved up. I had a signal on this pair yesterday, which I did not take because I was in other pairs. But I saw this move down. I saw the Harami, and gave a signal there for a bounce back up. Now my profit levels are only 20 to 30 pips, so this moved quite a bit more than that. So right now what we're looking at is a resistance level and one here. And to me, I saw this other Harami candle. This isn't a big move back up, but I saw an inside candle here with the potential for this to move back down. That's on the 4-hour chart. This very well could see more upward movement, especially if the USD gains value after the FOMC statement, or the Euro US dollar moves down, then the US dollar Japanese yen will potentially move up. So not if I were to take any position, which I'm obviously not going to, on the UJ, I would take a sell or short position right now. I know that some of you guys are long on the UJ, but for me, I would be short. But obviously, since I have trades in and some drawdown and trying to get out of that mess I happened to get into, I won't be taking any other positions at this time. For those of you watching on YouTube, head over to forexsignals.com, and you can sign up for the trading room there for free. Okay. Now it looks like the U.S. dollar Swiss franc is pulling back quite a bit right now, which is great for me. That move up that I was hoping for could be starting to happen, but with this support resistance indicator, you can see that there's a pivot line here, and the price seems to be following that line pretty well. Just a daily pivot line. So we'll see if it actually breaks through or not over the course of the session. All right, so Euro Australian dollar. This has been going down. I took a long position here after this Harami candle. It went down a bit, found support down there, and then bounced up. There was the Australian news last night, which was the CPI rate, which was kind of shocking, and it made a huge whipsaw during that statement and went back up. I put in a position here. Actually, wait one second. Let me zoom in. So I was in on the Euro Australian dollar during that statement. My position was here on this candle, and in my second entry was down here. So that was it's about 100 pips apart from each other, and I took profit roughly in this area. So I came out in positive from this move, but it was very abrupt. It was very quick. It was just in the matter of minutes that happened, and that whipsaw happened, and then bounced up. I was considering leaving my my trades in with how the price was looking, but didn't want to take the risk, and so I exited out. What that looks like. Here are the two trades. So I took 51 pips profit and lost 40 pips on that same trade and closed them out just about at the same time. I was only in that one trade for 6 minutes, the one that I took near the bottom of the wick. Okay, so again, it's really hard to say what's going to happen right now since the news is coming out, guys. I really recommend not trading right now. If you're trying to predict what's going to happen on the statement, that's a different story. But if you're looking at taking some candlestick trend movement on the Euro Australian dollar, I would stay away from all USD pairs right now. I'd be looking at this. I see this level up here, and it did make a new high breaking that level. This level up here is a little bit more important to me. I would technically want this to break this level up here, but if you're looking at trend trading, you'd be looking at these levels, and this level being broken down here. And if you're looking at candlesticks, this is a Harami here for potential to move back down. Now, obviously, right now it's moving in the upward direction, but it doesn't mean that it could find support in this area up here and then continue its downward movement. I still don't think that there's going to be a ton of movement until that statement comes out. But yeah, if I were to take a position, I would be selling on this pair right now if I was a trend trader. Counter trend trading for me, so my style, I'd be looking for this level down here to be broken, potentially down here as well. But more importantly, this new low that was set here, I would want this to move down, break that area, or for this to move up, and to break this level, and then I would look to sell the market. Kashev, I'm not showing demo accounts. I'm not trading on a demo. I'm trading on demo accounts, yes, but I also have a live account that is on SimpleTrader.com. It's the 9,695. Now I'm demo trading was demo trading on this demo account of 25,000 because I was trading for Maverick FX, a prop firm, and I needed to trade a demo account since the Maverick FX does not offer a MetaTrader 4 platform, and so I needed to execute a bridge, MT4 bridge between the two brokers, so it would be easier for me to trade on just one account. And so I am trading on demo accounts and on live accounts at the same time. Okay, so right now my US dollar Swiss franc mistake is going in my direction. I still needed to go another, where it is, about 10 pips for me to come out with break even in a small profit from all these positions to correct the mistake. But if it doesn't do that before FOMC statement, I will be closing it out for a loss. Yes, Krashev, I understand that the forex world is very stat driven, so I can show you my statements. Just give me 1 second. This is my current live account. I'm also on SimpleTrader as well. My current rank is, I believe it's 69. Yeah. I can send you that link if you want to check it out. I'll put that in the chat box now.
Forex Signals, the world's most profitable forex resource.
Did you guys lose? Did you guys lose the feed? I think I might be having some feed issues. Hold on. Okay, so you guys can still see that. The room feed actually disappeared for me. I accidentally closed down the trading room page, so I'm trying to bring it back up. So bear with me.
Forex Signals, the world's most profitable forex resource.
Okay, I see the stream now. Sorry about that. Sorry about that delay, guys. Anyways, okay, so yeah, this is my MyFX book. I took a loss back a while ago, and I've been making that loss back since that time. Okay, so where was I? Okay. That intro video, Justin Bieber, are you talking about the one that pops up right when you load this trading room? Yeah, it kept showing when I was trying to get my feed working, but now it's going again. Okay, so yeah, I mentioned about the Euro Australian dollar, what happened with my trades, and the levels shown here. We'll see if this level holds. Potentially moves down or up. Okay. Odd US dollar. Correlated to the Euro Australian dollar. It was also affected by the news last night. I wasn't trading it since I was on the Euro odd. I'm looking for the next level. I'm actually looking for this level to be broken before I counter any trends going up. So this level is important to me. I also have these. There's also these levels, but I'm looking. I want to make this to make a new low first before I look to buy. Uh, then I'm all, on the upside. On the upside, I'm looking for this level up here. So this to go up quite a bit before I'll take any sell trades going back down. If we're looking at support resistance areas, those are the ones that I find to be the most important right now. So look for those levels to be broken. But I'm looking at this one down here before I take any counter trades. I expect more downward movement on the odd USD. That's my call. And this could hold, but if this doesn't hold and keeps going up, then this is likely to go down. Okay, pound Japanese yen. Now I took a trade on this yesterday. You guys saw me take this trade. You saw it profit as well. It profited in while doing the stream. Hold on, let me take a break for a second and go to my. All right, so this is looking okay. I don't have mistakes very often, and this mistake was pretty bad. And I might get lucky here. There's nothing more than to say that this is complete luck if I get out of this trade. And I have 10 to 11, 12, 1, 2. I have about 4 hours for this to come out and to pull out profit for me. Or break even. I'm just calling it break even. So I'm crossing my fingers there. And I hate doing that. I hate crossing my fingers in trading because I'm hoping for. When I was in that trade, I was basically hoping that the durable goods news coming out that came out was going to be negative because that was the only thing I could hope for to help push the market in my direction. And I felt like it was back years ago when I was gambling in trading, and it's not a good feeling. I don't know how those of you that do high risk trading can stomach that stuff because it's not fun. I have not enjoyed trading today with how things are going, considering that mistake. All right, so we're only $40 away from this closing out. 32. It looks like we're getting a small pop on the Euro US dollar. It's not big. Only 5 pips right now. You see this level. This level it keeps bouncing back and forth on it. It's so close. We'll come back to this in a few minutes to see how it's doing. Well, Ryan, why not put a stop loss at your take profit and see if it bulls more next time? I'm not sure what you're referring to, Dustin Bieber. Pending home sales were negative. Let's see. Yeah. I mean that's not a huge one to move things, but it could have an effect. All right, so let's move back to while I'm waiting for that to possibly close out. Let's move back to the um, oh yeah. Oh, Justin Bieber. You're talking about take profit and put stop loss. I'm not a stop loss trader. I'm a stop loss trader, but I take stop losses based on percentage of my account. So I cut losses at 7% on my account. Um, and 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 I'm very consistent with that. Um, I used to use stop losses for trend trading, um, and when I would do levels and stuff like that, but I don't do that anymore. I am a basket trader and look at levels to add to my position if a trade goes against me, and then I cut my trades when things get a little out of hand, and that's 7%. Okay, the US dollar Swiss is jumping up a little bit again. I'd imagine that this would swoop back down a bit. At least that's the hope. Let's see. Okay. So oh yeah, I was talking about this trade. Yeah, I entered here. I was watching for this move down, in particular this move here. So this one here, bearish candle, new low, broke this level here. Then entered on the Harami candle right after. Now, I hope I don't have to explain Harami. Does everybody know what a Harami candle is? I can explain it real fast again, but I probably likely just want to explain it once a week if people have any questions regarding that. But this is definitely a Harami candle. I bought into the market right on the candle after, so right here, and looked for 30 pips. I did get my 30 pips profit in that move back up. I didn't know, and I said I didn't know how far this move would be before it would turn back around and go back to, and go down. Okay, so I was looking at these levels as a possible reversal point. Now you can see that it hasn't quite reversed back down yet, but it is showing some resistance here in this area. I mean, my indication is also this Harami candle after that push up with the potential to move back down. So we'll wait till the statement comes out before this may move a bit. I would imagine that when that statement comes out, a lot of pairs will move, or most pairs will move. Some a lot more than others, obviously. Okay. So no trades on the pound Japanese yen. If I were to trade anything, I would be looking for. Let me delete these. So the next time I'm looking to make any trades would be to this for this support level down here to be broken, and this resistance up here to be broken. Um, a lot of people think that this is turning around for a more downward movement. Um, so if you're looking at the highs, um, lower highs, looking at these levels here, you can see that there was this kind of action going on. It's broken here, and then this move down here broke all these levels that I just drew out. So all these levels were broken in this move down, and so I would expect potentially more downward movement on the pound Japanese yen. I was looking at the 1 hour chart. Nothing that's showing me a reversal point in here yet. Although we did get some, if we were trend trading this pair, we did get one on the 4-hour, like I just mentioned, the Harami here. Okay, Cold Whisper, can you comment on your on Euro odd and pound odd? Yeah, give me 1 second. Uh, User on YouTube, yes. Let me send you that account information. Okay. Sorry guys, bear with me. Okay. So we'll talk. I'll jump to the euro odd. Now, for those of you that are just joining my stream today, I am a counter trend trader. So I look to get into the market when it pulls back during a trend, and I do not use any indicators except for candlesticks. Okay, the euro Australian dollar. Same thing. It looks very similar to the other pairs that I was talking about, which I think is the uh, yeah, it looks very similar to the euro Australian dollar. Well, excuse me, that's the one I just talked about. Uh, so did you want me to talk about this one again since I just talked about it, or did you miss that? I'll wait for your response and I will talk about the pound Australian dollar. Okay. Similar situation here. We're looking at trend line break here, going down, levels, minor one here was that one. This one was broken, and then this one was broken here in this area. This move was fairly decent down, the top to the bottom. Was about 400 pips. If I was trading this pair, I would have saw this move down on that candle, on that bearish candle here. I would have seen that it broke this low here, and then a Harami right after that. I would have bought into this pair, looking for about 30 pips profit. That's on the 4-hour chart. Now the 1-hour, the same reversal pattern. This same area that I showed you on the 4-hour was not present. We didn't have any Haramis, we didn't have any bullish engulfing or anything like that, showing us that the market would this pair would jump up. But it did show us on the 4-hour, and that move did happen. I expect that this pair will look for certain levels. Look for this level here and this level here. There could be some resistance up here, and it would move back down, or it could break right through. Now, how do you know if this area holds or not? If the pair is giving you any kind of indication for a reversal down or up, is when a candle closes above this level. When a candle closes the body of the candle closes above this level, then it's likely that it could continue to push back up. At least that's my indication for the breaking of support and resistance areas. It's possible that you could have a break of a candle of this level, so it could break through, and the body could close above, but then the next candle directly after closes below, and that the resistance would area would still hold that way. But a good solid break through that level could show some further movement up in the upward motion. Okay. Moving back to wow, quite a bounce back up on the Euro Swiss, the US dollar Swiss. Now, got so close, so really close. I mean, I was 2 pips away from closing these out. I'm really just closing it out right on this line. Right when it hits my order, or just below it, is when I'm going to be closing out that trade. All of my positions. Okay, so next in line is the Euro Japanese yen. Now we did also receive the same trade as it did on the other pairs, but I was very selective and only chose one of the signals to trade. So this level up here, the move down, the breaking of this level, the new low here, the harami right after, buy the market, bam. And this would have given you quite a few pips on that way back up. I would have taken only 30 or so pips. Remember that the trade I took was the pound Japanese yen. Although I received signals on the Euro Japanese yen and the US dollar Japanese yen. I liked the pound Japanese yen the most because it was the most volatile at the time. I expect more down movement on this pair as well. Looking at this high, looking at this support level, looking at the break, seeing the harami after the retracement back up with the potential to move back down. Just a guess, guys. I don't know if this is going to happen or not. This is my analysis. And as you know, I'm looking for counter trend trades, so I'm not going to be placing any trades until that level or this level are broken. So I've got a lot of room before anything is taken trade-wise for me, at least on that pair. Okay, pound, Australian dollar, we talked about that already. Now, where is this move happening? 260, 200 pips. Nothing I would take on there. Similar story. Is this level going to hold or not? Pound US dollar. Now this has been really flat lately. I'm sure that you guys have seen this as well. It's been in a pretty tight range for a while now. I mean, this area did jump out of that, but there's not been a lot of action going on here. Since the Brexit, we had some trend line movement, but it's definitely been in this type of range movement for the last while, for almost 2 weeks now. Not a great pair to trade right now. I'd definitely trade one of the other. If you're looking for volume, I would trade one of the other, any of the other pound pairs really. Okay, so let's briefly talk about some of the other currency pairs after we check what's going on here. All right, pull back down. Definitely going in a range. We finally closed above that uh, pivot line. Who knows if that's gonna stay? Let's see if it keeps moving up a little bit. Whenever that moves up, it helps out my position here. Okay, so US dollar, USD CAD. I'm long at 106. Okay, I can talk about the for you the odd NZD before we get into my pairs. Okay, so these areas are the resistance areas, and these are the supports um, that I see just in this bracket here. This is on the 4-hour chart. So the levels that I'm looking at were broken already. Lower highs. So this is a potential new downward trend for me. You could look at it like this as well. Um, let's check at the 1-hour chart. The 1 hour is giving us more of this trend line movement, and also levels as well, and they're making new lows. Some may consider this one here. So my thoughts on this is in particular this line, that support level being broken, and especially if this candlestick closes below that level, which is if you want to I'm sure your chart probably looks similar, but that level is 1.06133 is what I'm showing. And if that candle closes below below that level, I would expect more downward movement. And when I expect, don't take my word for it, guys. This is all this prediction stuff are just things that you should use as tools. Don't use them as gold. What I'm saying here is how I look at things. And it's how a lot of the other analysts look at support resistance and trend lines and things like that to make trade or give themselves trade ideas or make trades themselves. I don't trade. I need to know what's going on, where the levels are, what the trend is to trade the way I do. I would be looking for the new high to be made up there, so for this to good jump up and break that level. And I would potentially be looking after this, since that level is broken, I'd be looking for a candle indication, so probably quite a few hours from now, to show me something that this would be moving back up. And then I would counter that move that happened going down and look at the market in that way. How big is that move from the top to the bottom? It's only about 170 pips. So that's barely meeting my criteria in this area for counter trend trading. What is my stop loss to take profit? All right, so if you really want to know everything regarding that, uh, if this is broken and you're in a sell position here, I would look for the next profit level or to take my trade out. The next level that's going to show you some resistance potentially could be in here. I mean, it could definitely show you anywhere in this bracket from this in this whole bracket area. It could show you, it could flip any time during that thing. But I do know that there potentially would be extra resistance or slowing in this area, which would be down in here. So that's initially where I would start to look for profit levels if I was taking a sell here. So that would be, how many pips is that? So from where it is currently, it's about 60 pips. So the US dollar Swiss franc is pulling back again. Looking forward to getting out of this. Okay, so we're going to move on. I don't want to take too much more time because today is not a day for you guys to be trading unless you're big gamblers and you want to trade that FOMC. The CAD Japanese yen. I just about took this order yesterday, but took the pound Japanese yen over it. There was that harami, that good push down, the breaking of these levels that happened, and then the harami right after, and the push back up. So I didn't want to over risk my account by taking too many trades, and so I stayed out of this one. I would think that there would be more downward movement. Same story as I said on some of the other pairs. The push back up, the retracement, the close, the high. This high didn't break this level here, and there was harami right after, potential for more downward movement. And I use potential. I don't know if it's going to go down or not. Let's see here. I trade only the 4-hour charts on these other pairs. The ones like the odd Japanese yen, the CAD Japanese yen, the US dollar CAD, NZD Japanese yen, NZD USD, odd CAD, pound CAD, Euro CAD, USD Swiss franc. I might do some 1-hour trades on depending on how it's looking. So I find that the higher the time frame, I can't say the more accurate the signals are, but I would still say that the safer it is to trade. Okay, so this was a good trend line here with a break up here. But we didn't have that move. Harami, potential for more down movement. But this level was pretty much broken, especially if this current candle closes above. See this right here? Then that could indicate a move back up. All right, I don't think I'm going to talk much more about what else is going on except for this last trade. This one I did take yesterday after the stream. Let me check my YouTube page to see. Okay, so there's some comments. What pips do you average daily? Says a YouTube follower. I usually average, I think it says on my MyFX book. So I have a 74% win rate, and I've profited on this account 981 pips. Average win is 24.57 pips, and my average loss is 46.37. Now, since my win rate is high, the difference is not doesn't matter for me staying profitable. But I usually do anywhere from 20 to 60 pips a day. Nice video, Ryan. Thanks. What currency is this? There you go. Yes, thank you, Fexy Dexter. Okay. So the last thing I'm going to talk about, and I'm going to answer any more questions that you guys have before I sign off. And I took this trade yesterday. I saw this level up here. I'm going to mark it better so you can see with the line. I saw that it closed above. That same thing I told you about, that this candle here, this bullish one, closed above, but then the next candle directly after closed well below, and it even made a new high as well on top of that, and closed below the open of the previous candle. This is a bearish engulfing candle, and a really good one at that, in my opinion. And I saw that this level, even though it did break through, I did think that there should be some resistance up here. And after seeing this candle happen, I jumped in right after on the next candle, and I hit profit of I think it was 20 pips. Yeah, I took just 20 pips on this trade. I didn't want to be in anything too long because of the statement coming out yesterday. I wanted to be out of most of my trades. So yeah, that happened. It moved down. It went 30 pips in the first 4-hour candle after, and then it's continued to move down. I would expect this area for it to potentially touch this support area. Like I said before, just because there's support here doesn't mean that it can bounce here, or even where it is currently. It just means that if it's going down and you have a profit somewhere, it could be wise to set it at these support resistance levels. I won't be looking for another trade on this pair until this level down here is broken, or this up here is broken. Okay. Any questions, guys? Add H from YouTube. Guys, if you want to go to forexsignals.com, they have a free live chat room that this stream is showing as well. So it looks like basically like this. And you can chat with all the users in here. You can see how many active users there are, and you can be on there as well, and it might be a little bit easier. I'm also faster at responding to inquiries as well. There. So, at H, what's my primary time frame? I use both. My primary time frame is the 1 hour, and the 1 hour is what I trade for on the EU, the UJ, the EA, the AU, the GJ, the EJ, GA, and GU. Those are my 8 main pairs that I trade. And I usually will be looking for positions on the 1 hour. If I don't see anything on the 1 hour, I will look to the 4 hour. And I'm starting to lean more towards taking positions straight on the 4 hour chart. But they're equally as good on both, with potentially more accuracy even on the 4 hour. Okay. Okay, guys. Let's see. I have a question. Justin Bieber, do you like my name? I saw you. I think this is the first time I've seen you on the chat. Do I like your name? I thought it made me laugh. Yeah, when I first saw it. Um, I'm not a huge fan of Justin Bieber. Uh, and even if I was, definitely wouldn't admit it. So, uh, yeah, guys, I think I might end up in there unless there's any questions that you have regarding trades that you're in. I recommend not being in any USD trades right now until the statement is finished or you have a clear idea of what's going on after the statement happens. Uh, It could be pretty dramatic, considering how flat the market is right now, but it also could be very muted. It's so hard to say what's going to happen there. Uh, Nobody knows. Obviously, that's why the market is so quiet. If we did know, uh, then that would be a little bit like cheating. But we don't, and so we're just going to hold out. At least I'm going to hold out until then, and then pick up things likely to after the statement or later tonight. Um, if I see any positions, and I'll talk to you guys about them, those positions that I take, if any, tomorrow. I also let you inform you. Keep an eye on my keep an eye on my account. You'll be able to see what I'm doing with the mistake I made on the Swiss franc with 1.14 lots by accident because of a trade copier. Um, and I'm currently trying to get out of that position now. I'm waiting to see what happens. I was really close to pulling out of the position, and it just didn't happen. I was only about 2 pips away. The next time it gets close again, I hope to close it out. I might even close it out in a small loss because I'm sick of looking at this awful thing. So we'll see what happens, and then I'll be back tomorrow, win or lose, and we'll hit the markets again. All right, guys, have a good one, and catch you tomorrow. Good luck.